The latest in pop culture and nerd news, an unhealthy obsession with pizza, and more Trek than 12 listeners can handle. Seriously, guys, we could use a few new subscribers, so, tell a friend, please. Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Fluid.
Smooth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your Labor Day special. Labor Day? Wait, what day is the 3rd? Monday the 2nd. The kids don't have school.
I'm having fun watching you
It's
suffer.
a vacation. Is it Labor Day? Memorial Day? I don't know. It's a day. Damn it.
This is fun.
This is Nick.
I'm not even correcting you.
And Joe.
And Rob.
Hello. Welcome to Keeping Up with the Kardashians, your favorite source for all pop culture news. And this is a very special episode today, ladies and gentlemen. Very special indeed. Because Joe's had some work done. And he's looking great today. Don't you think, Rob?
I miss the mustache.
Yeah.
I should have.
Yeah, he doesn't have the mustache
I
today.
should have brought a mustache. They'll
Yeah.
know it's me just because I'm away
They'll know
from
it's
the
me because you
microphone.
mumble away from the microphone. We have a special guest host today in Sean. Hi, Sean.
That's right. Hello.
Hi, Sean. How you doing? You doing okay?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
This was not on my agenda today.
It wasn't on our agenda
It
either.
wasn't on our agenda today. We were planning on recording as normal, and Joe is not feeling well. Joe is down sick. And we were debating not releasing an episode today, but then we're like, you know what? We had to take a couple weeks off this summer, and we want to consistently release material.
Yeah, our consistency for the past month, and some of it's my fault. Most of it's my fault.
All of it is his fault.
We wanted to put something out. So Nick and I originally were just Nick and I, but then Sean called, and here we are.
So, funny story. Rob and I were in the car together because we were having this conversation.
Glug.
Drinking Mountain Dews, and because we went and got some pizza. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. But then Sean called me, and when I answered the phone, I'm like, Rob, just talk like it's like he called the wrong number. And at first, you seemed confused at first, or did you figure it out pretty quickly?
I figured it out pretty quickly. I thought it was a good transition.
There's a moment of hesitation where you're like, eh, and then you rebounded. You figured it out pretty quickly.
Well, since I have you on the line.
Because I did actually have something I wanted to talk to you about.
You knocked out 2 birds with one stone.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was nice.
It's pretty impressive. So we brought him on today.
Sorry, I interrupted your love-making sesh.
It wasn't so much love making. There was a lot of hate.
Yeah, at that point. Our relationship is pretty stale right now. It's not
Joe
going
wasn't
too
there
well.
to make love to me, so I had to love him.
That's fair.
It's true. It's true. But so Joe will be back next week,
Will he?
folks. And we'll find
Will he?
out. Well, it depends on feedback. He might get fired now.
How good are you promoting the podcast? You got to promote yourself.
You got to promote yourself. You got.
Yeah, I could probably do that.
Oh, there you go. You're hired.
Said the guy who didn't do it last time he was on.
Sorry, Joe.
That's because,
The sheets incident.
No, it wasn't the sheets incident.
Oh, it was the fact that I guess.
Well, we did a GalaxyCon normal recording before we did the sheets incident.
Sure, but I don't know if someone wants his entire congregation, which I am a part of, knowing that he's on a dirty podcast.
Dirty? Us?
Filthy.
Yeah. And here's the thing. It used to be
We just
very
talked about
PG.
your lovemaking sesh.
That's true. There's hate.
There's a couple pearl clutchers, I'm sure, that would be
offended by that. Yeah.
But you're
Even though
opening and affirming church. What the hell?
Some people that would be upsetting to joke about. I don't know. I joke about everything. I don't really mind it. But some people. Oh.
Plus, they'd be mad that you show up occasionally, but don't really commit.
Oh yeah, that's never gonna happen.
Never. No.
I'd rather parachute in to the church, parachute out, and then randomly show up whenever I want.
There's a picnic next week.
Kevin and I'll probably be
They're
there.
going to come to it.
Are there hot dogs? I'll probably be there.
They're going to come to it. It's pretty exciting.
Is it gonna be warm? I might not stay long.
It's not.
Cookies.
It's supposed to be in the mid 70s.
Costco cookies?
No.
Homemade.
She's making homemade.
Okay.
And there's going to be pulled pork and pulled brisket. So there's someone in our church who's really good at doing barbecue.
Smoking beef?
Smoking, yeah, and he's going to do pulled pork and pulled brisket and then smoked mac and cheese.
Okay.
And then I'm also going to have hot dogs and
If you're in a
hamburgers,
Detroit area and you want to experience that, September
Yeah.
8th, 734-494.
494-0980, and I will give you the address. Come on down. It's great. And actually, too, I'm starting I was just telling Rob about this today. So the last church I served, I had a pub theology group where we go to the bar, we discuss religious questions and political.
Didn't we do something similar like that on this show?
We did do that on this show. We call it Star Trek theology, didn't we? Or did we just call
Trek theology, I think.
Trek-thology?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it's just you two get.
No, it was me. It was us. Joe was there. We also brought on some former pub theology guys from my previous church who were part of it as well.
Okay.
Who were Star Trek fans or Star Wars fans or whatever. We just talked about everything and anything. It was great. So I'm doing that again, but I'm just going to do that here in Livonia. And I actually just put a post on the All Things Livonia page, and I'm working together and getting
I got to say,
people from the community together.
that's ballsy.
That is ballsy.
It will be okay. If it's well run,
Have you met people?
I've met people, but if we lay ground rules and we really stick with them, it will be okay.
Pretty sure like places like Disney have ground rules and it doesn't go okay a lot of the time.
Yeah, but if this group is designed like you're welcome here, if you can be, like we can be like, sorry, you're not.
I don't think I got to
You're
tell you
not
guys about the
living
guy I was waiting to pummel at Disney.
Yeah, on the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's close, dude.
Heard that story.
What happened? Was it on the podcast?
No. It was at,
Might
it
have
was
been
at
on
Disney World.
It might have been
on Patreon, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Or Crystal told you and that was the end of it. Because
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure I didn't bring it
Well,
up.
then clue the listeners in, man.
Well,
Yeah.
so we're on this bus going home from Magic Kingdom. The
So
happy,
that's where you were instead of recording podcasts.
Yes.
So people could enjoy the,
Yeah.
episodes of
my
Star
20th
Trek.
anniversary and my daughter going to school celebration was much more important.
See what his
Well,
priorities
here's what
are.
I just heard, that this podcast is not important to you.
That's number 2.
Number 2 is not important to you?
No, the podcast is number 2.
Number 2 is very important to me.
Yeah. I know. I smelled it earlier.
I know.
Your
Sorry.
son at number 3.
No, I said family.
All right, fair enough.
We'll take
Okay,
it.
so you're on the bus coming
and-
home from the most magical place on
Yeah,
earth.
and this like 16-year-old kid, he gave up his seat next to his dad so that a lady could sit down. Sat
Okay.
down next to my daughter.
Solid move.
And then the bus was full. This is 14 or 16 hours in Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
And so there's a guy who is, so on the back of the bus, it's flat. You go upstairs and there's another part there.
Yep.
I can't stand up on the other part there, too tall. So I was right next to the stairs by the
Humble
door.
brag.
I know, right?
You're too tall too.
I know.
You might be too tall as well. Anyway,
Too thick.
so a guy lets his little girl sit, or sorry, a lady lets her little girl sit down the stairs, and the same boy was like, "Hey, you want to take my chair?" And they're like, "No, she's good." But behind this little girl, there's a guy standing there, and initially he's standing there, and he's kind of swaying like with the bus. You're like not thinking much of it, but at some point he keeps on bumping into this like 5-year-old girl, and the little boy is like, "Hey, man, you're hitting this girl," and the guy got extremely irate with this kid, like started blowing up at this kid.
You said the kid was being respectful, if I
The kid was
recall.
being
like, sir, you're running-
impressively much so, like
Yeah.
really, really good. And the kid wasn't really bad to this guy,
Yeah.
and so the guy was blown up. So before I kind of caught what was going on, the kid's dad responded like, "You talked to my kid," and blah blah blah. And the kid's sitting next to Sid, and the guy's like, "Oh, it's getting ugly fast." And he's facing away from me, and I looked at the kid and said, "That guy's not getting near here or near your dad. If he makes a move, he's coming down. He's coming down."
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
hard. I told the lady, if that guy moves, move your kid because he's coming down right here.
You know how that makes me feel?
And I'm not saying that
Yeah, Rob is
I'm a
tough
fighter,
boy.
but in that scenario, I'm fucking a guy up.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was coming. I had it ready, and if he made a move, I was ready.
I don't know how to handle a situation like that. As someone who like believes in nonviolence, how would I handle a situation like that?
It was copacetic. I mean, they said their words, but if there was action, to change the game.
That's a big word you just
I
used, just for the
believe
record.
if an adult is harassing a child,
I'd step in between. Yeah.
I think that the power of God will move through you.
Yeah. Well, it's like
The power of Christ compels me.
so. It's not like
You can.
in that scenario, you don't want to go
Holy
to the guy and
Spirit.
say, "Hey, calm down," because I'd only irate him more because he's dealing with the dad and he's berating the child. And so to step in and go, "Dude, come on, man," would it just escalate the situation?
Plus, I think any dude that's like getting in the face of a kid
would set.
And a kid that was
Would
like
fold like tissue paper.
we dropped the
When
bus dropped
faced with actual resistance.
the bus dropped drunk guy off first at the resort next to ours, and then we went to our resort, and so I stayed on, and I made sure I told the dad, hey, your kid handled everything right. Your kid was awesome. I'm actually pretty impressed. And I told the kid, don't let it ruin your brain. So I was impressed, and it was really cool to see that dynamic, and escalated situation by calling the guy out, say don't talk to my fucking maybe you could have handled differently, but I don't know if I would have in that exact scenario because you're hard, threatening my kid essentially.
Yeah, it's hard to stay calm and stable when you feel like your kid is being threatened.
Yes,
I can imagine that.
So and there's people who are
not looking forward to that.
It happens, man. It
and
happens.
of course some bust out camera when it first starts going on. It's like, come on, man.
That breaks my heart.
Yeah,
how that's the response of humanity instead of being like, how can I help de-escalate the situation? It's no, something's about to happen.
I put one foot up on the stairs and I just waited for this guy to move.
Yeah, I hear you. And people on the bus would have supported you. You wouldn't have gotten in trouble.
I wouldn't I would have held him to the ground. He wouldn't have got back up though.
Yeah,
you would have put some Tele Valley football holds on him.
That would be nice.
I don't know, but he wouldn't have got back up.
That'd be nice.
You like embrace this.
I like to hear this story. It makes me feel protected and safe with you.
God,
to know that we could go to
The
pizza
Star Trek cruise in February.
Yeah, that's true. He can
gonna
protect
pummel
me.
some nerd.
I don't. How dare you, sir?
set my phasers. Meow.
There's gonna be some Enterprise fan there.
Some Discovery fan, and I got to rumble.
Yeah.
It's going to be a Discovery fan, if anything, that he's going to rumble.
Your
with.
show sucks.
They're
You're
gonna-
just a bigot. No, your show just sucks.
Stamets is a better engineer than O'Brien. You're going to be like, what?
I'm not going to get that, but I can argue about the stories.
What's her name is a better captain than Cisco.
No, we would fight.
Yeah, you'd fight over that one. I can't even remember her name.
Burnham.
Michael Burnham.
Michael Burnham.
Michael Burnham.
You'll get there.
I'll get there.
No, you won't. Please don't.
I won't.
Don't.
Yeah. So to remind Sean has watched the original series.
Yep.
And is currently watching The Next Generation.
Yes.
And that's it for his Star Trek.
Oh, original series, animated series, movies, next gen.
What was your favorite movie? Did we talk about this before?
We did, but now that you put me on the spot, I'm not going to be
Was
able
it
to.
6, Undiscovered Country?
Was 6 the last one?
6 was the last one.
I think it might have been just because of
It
the ending.
was.
I
We talked about
I
it.
have a soft spot for the whales.
Oh, yeah, Save the Whales. Star Trek Save the Whales.
The Voyage Home, you moron.
Save the Whales.
But I think Undiscovered Country, I teared up at the end.
It's
The whole-
beautiful.
I mean,
The
what an
music.
ending.
Second star on the
Yeah.
left. Or, right, isn't that what he
Not
says?
one.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, so good. So good.
It is.
So good.
Just Mr. Disney.
The allegory with the Cold War there.
I'm only adopted into the Disney life.
You seem pretty knowledgeable about
Yeah,
it.
you're not
Have
adopted.
you met the people in my house?
No, I know, but I mean, it seems like you've thrown together a couple vacations without their knowledge.
Yeah. That's because I love my family. Oh, would you go there for that rainbow cake right now?
Oh yeah, I would in a heartbeat.
yeah, you would.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
There's a level there that you've hit.
No, rainbow cake, man. I don't care about Disney. I would literally so just so you know, in one of their festivals they run in February, we went there one year.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you been?
Yeah. That's the question to ask.
I believe 13
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
You know how many times I've been to Disney?
once.
Yes.
I know that. It's
How
either
many
13
times
or
have you
14.
been to Disney, Sean?
5 or 6.
Oh
Maybe?
gosh, you're one of those too. Then.
No, it's married into a family.
They're a Disney family.
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder if I just said that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you
but-
plan the vacations.
I didn't plan
I'm
all of
going
them.
mostly for Universal so I can ride the Spider-Man ride.
Okay.
That is a good
It's
ride.
a good ride. It's a great ride.
I'm looking forward to their new
My
park.
record's 13.
Oh,
What
nice.
is 13?
I just got on,
Oh,
got off, got on, got off.
and there's never a line for it.
Did you ever get off?
when it first opens?
The first time I rode it, man.
Nice.
It was a good ride. That's when I realized though that I could not do 4D rides,
Oh, that's a
which was a real shame because then we went back to the Harry Potter world and all the rides there are pretty much 4D rides.
Yeah.
And that was bad. Oof. Anyway, speaking of Marvel,
Sure.
I want to talk about something here.
Yeah, go ahead.
We were talking beforehand about Marvel stuff, and we were specifically talking about Robert Downey Jr., and we were talking about him for a couple different reasons. First of all, there's rumors of a possible new movie being made of
Tropic Thunder.
Another Tropic Thunder movie, right? And they're talking about Robert Downey Jr. being in it. And then that brought up the casting of Robert Downey Jr. in the next series of Marvel movies as Doctor Doom. So, Sean, you have some very strong feelings on this, correct?
Sure. I'm
Sean,
I'm here for it.
is your bet though that he's even playing Doctor Doom?
I think he is, but I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't.
Okay.
And that they just announced that so that when he's on set playing a variant of Iron Man,
They're gonna Wolverine him.
they're not gonna you're not gonna be it's not gonna be a leak when suddenly you see Robert Downey Jr. in a motion caption suit or whatever.
Right, because that's basically how they do the
Because you're
Iron
gonna be
Man
like, oh
suit
man,
now.
it's good. Okay, he's gonna be Doctor Doom, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
then, but do I think he's probably actually going? My honest to God theory is that he's gonna wind up being Wolverine and Deadpool. Spoilers here for anybody who hasn't seen it. But
Yeah, you can do it. It's been more than 2 weeks.
My guess is that Tony Stark is the anchor being of the sacred timeline. And that Galactus shows up in the Fantastic Four movie, winds up eating the planet. They can't save it. The Avengers from our timeline go over there and notice what they think is a Tony Stark. So bing, bang, boom, we can just bring him over. And once he figures out multiverses and Infinity Stones and all that type of stuff, he's going to be like, fuck, I can do this better than everybody else. And he's going to go full Victor Tom Doom.
You wrote a really good Marvel movie just now.
You call the Russo brothers up. I got an idea.
Yeah.
Well, because
we go way back from Community.
Because the Fantastic Four movie is set in the 60s.
Yeah.
And
an alternate timeline.
An alternate United States.
And they released,
world.
I saw a video on X, which you can follow Keeping Up with the Kardashians on X.
It's Kardashians Pod.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just deleted my Twitter
Either
the
do
other
we.
day myself.
All right.
Because I was scrolling and I wasn't accidentally scrolling. I was scrolling and then porn just popped up out of nowhere.
Who knows when you search porn it pops up?
Just saying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's got to go now, right? I can't do it because they allow porn.
Yeah.
And
anyways,
there's a video out there rolling around of the Thing.
I saw
that.
Practical
Yeah.
suit, which I'm sure that they're just that's probably just for lighting and height and all that type of
and
stuff.
a little CGI.
But
over
I would
it.
kind of love it. I mean, the eyebrows perfect.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably it may be a
think
physical
casting's
suit,
great.
but they'll complement it with CGI.
Yeah.
I think a really well done Fantastic Four movie will help alleviate a lot of the fears of the Marvel universe because that's one that has not been done.
They have to nail it. They cannot.
They
fuck it up.
have to.
Who's directing it? I forgot.
Matt Shakeman, the guy who did WandaVision.
Okay.
Yeah, they have to because this is the third try, technically the fourth,
the thing
right?
that sucks
But-
is it's
Like the fifth.
The argument with everyone sort of gets Superman wrong.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the Fantastic Four, where it's it's superhero second, explore, Swiss Family Robinson
Yeah.
in alternate dimensions. That's
Yeah.
what it's supposed to be. It's like a family of explorers.
Yeah,
That's the hook.
right.
It's always been the hook.
And it's always them just saving the universe from destruction in the
Well, I said
In the movies.
I did not want to show my wife the first
with the
Fantastic Four movies, Jessica
Jessica
Alba
Alba ones.
but I had a feeling that we were going to get some closure
Mm-hmm.
to 20th Century Fox with Deadpool and Wolverine, so I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Because it was the same thing with Daredevil. I actually think that the director's cut
Yeah.
of the Ben Affleck Daredevil is solid because the thing that was missing from the theatrical cut was any
Heart.
courtroom stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the director's cut actually has an entire B story that was cut out of the movie
Okay.
of courtroom stuff.
Yeah.
But I was like, hell no, you're not watching this. Because how can you beat the Charlie Cox Netflix show, right?
Right.
And I sort of felt the same way with Fantastic. I've never seen the Miles Teller
Oh yeah.
Abomination that came out.
Yeah.
But as far as that one, it was it's hokey, but I have a soft spot in the just them trying back then.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Jessica. I think Jessica Alba was a terrible choice as Sue Storm. But
Yeah.
Michael Chiklis is the Thing, and Chris Evans as Johnny were excellent choices.
Michael
The dude who played-
Chiklis was great.
The dude who played Doom was terrible. I liked the Surfer.
Well, that's
in
the guy from
second
Nip
one.
Tuck, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silver Surfer.
But
yeah.
it just sort of it's that thing where it's like it's early, and it's sort of the same problem that I had with the Iron Man movies was like, hey, it's a business guy who gets a suit. It's another business guy who gets a suit. It's another business guy who gets, and they sort of had that like it's always corporate guy who, and it's like that's not Doom. There's sorcery. There's
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's a great character.
And he's an awesome bad guy if
And
he's
the other
done
thing
right.
that like kind of made me upset with everybody's like knee jerk reaction of like this is bullshit. Nobody's gonna be able to buy it. Is like, dude, do you think that Robert Downey Jr. and the Russo brothers would come back if they weren't gonna nail this?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, their legacy is cemented. Endgame is gonna be hard to beat no matter what.
But how, if you're Robert Downey Jr., how do you turn down $50 million? Like,
Oh, he's done it before. I'm sure he has. But
Dude, he would not. This is the thing that listen, I love Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
that's a
right?
great movie.
Okay.
It is a
But
great movie.
nobody cared,
no.
right?
I want a part 2.
Yeah.
Didn't he do that right after Iron Man?
No, I think it was before.
2005 was
Iron Man was 2005.
Shane
too.
Black, which is why they got together back on Iron Man 3.
That was like his first thing he filmed after his troubles.
Was it?
I believe
I
so.
felt like that was his comeback.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
At least to like,
Let me look at his discography.
That's another movie where I was very pleasantly surprised how good it was.
yeah, what's a similar what's the one that's not the Mark Wahlberg, Will Ferrell one, but the Russell Crowe, Ryan Gosling one where they're cops?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Oh.
I do. Yeah, like the
The
other
Good guy?
guy?
The other
The
guys?
good guys.
The good guys.
Yeah, because the other guys was the Wahlberg, which I've
Yep.
never seen. But I saw the good guys. That was good.
Okay, so I just quickly looked this up. You're right. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang was his return, really to form. He did, because after that was, The Outsider doesn't count. Good Night and Good Luck he did. He played a smaller role in that. That's a great movie. If you haven't.
Singing detective.
But then after that, he did The Shaggy Dog. He was in A Scanner Darkly, which was a trippy movie. But then he did Zodiac. That was another big one for him.
If you watch Shaggy Dog, you could tell he was still struggling then.
But Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, then Zodiac, then Iron Man. So 2005 is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. 2006, not really much. 2007, Zodiac. 2008, Iron Man.
So he's probably filming
And Tropic
Zodiac
Thunder.
in 2006.
Exactly. And then Tropic Thunder was 2008 as well. And then he did Sherlock Holmes the next year. I mean, then he's back. Like,
Do you guys remember that weekend of the first Iron Man?
yes, I went and saw it.
Ironically, I think I was in Disney because I saw it in Florida.
Oh my gosh.
Because I remember going to like the midnight showing for that.
Yeah.
And it being like not busy.
No, because
Right.
we
No
saw.
one cared.
Nobody
Iron Man
cared.
was
Yeah.
like a second tier character,
was
really,
weird.
in
Yeah.
pop culture.
Yeah, I saw it in Clearwater, Florida, somewhere.
And it was weird because you could like, I remember, I mean, obviously the clip at the end with Fury pulling the whole,
Yeah.
let me tell you about the Avenger Initiative. Like you could feel it, and it was weird over because I remember like Downey was on Letterman, and like you just over that weekend, it was like I felt it getting bigger.
Yeah.
It was weird how that like.
And it blew up.
Yeah.
What did Iron Man, the first Iron Man made, shoot. Let me see how much money it made. Let me pull it up here. Iron Man 1 made exactly $585 million.
I made a little more than I thought.
That I think that includes worldwide. So I'm not exactly sure. Let me double check. 319 in the United States and 267 million in the other territories. So 319 million. That's it. That's impressive for the first Marvel movie after you had
Incredible Hulk.
no Hulk came after it.
Came after.
I did. Yeah, that's right, because
But
he was at the
there
end.
was, there was a Hulk before that.
I loved the Hulk
The
before.
Bruce Banner one, which
Can't
mean
say.
the Eric
Ang
Bana
Lee
one?
or Eric
Yeah.
Bana. not
Can't
Bruce
say
Banner.
I love it, but I liked it
I
a
mean,
lot.
it was the Bruce Banner one.
Yeah. Ang Lee.
The Jennifer
was
Connelly one.
director. Jennifer Connelly.
Ass to ass.
Oh, a little reference to gosh, what was the name of that one? Requiem for a Dream.
Yep.
Yeah.
That movie was, talk about a trip.
That's a movie you can only see once. That would be an interesting thing. Best movie that you can only watch once. And that might be up there.
Alpha Dog.
Oh.
I will never watch that movie again.
But you think it's good. So I'm talking like the best movie that you've ever seen that you'll never watch again.
Oh.
So like another Schindler's List. Do I ever need to watch that again? No.
The Joker.
I've seen The Joker a couple times. Though,
Have you?
I watched it with my wife because
How
she
do you guys
wanted.
feel about the second one? You guys all in for your jukebox musical?
Does it have musical in it?
I did laugh because there was someone I saw somebody over the weekend that was like, that basically saying that like Deadpool and Wolverine wasn't going to be like the top R-rated movie for long because Joker 2 was coming out. I was just like, I think you underestimate people's hatred for musicals.
Yeah.
I love them, but
Yeah, I think you're right about
Yeah,
that. I
it's
think
like,
Deadpool versus, especially because
Plus, Deadpool, it's a total different vibe.
and it's a culmination of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Well, which we thought was going to be a culmination, but doesn't seem like it is. I don't know. I was very confused by the ending. Like this feel that like they kept talking about they're going to bring him back. So it implied to me that he is going to be the Wolverine.
That's the implication out there. He's out there for a while.
that was my take.
I don't love that. Though.
I love it.
I'm fine with it.
I love it.
I mean, he is great. He's great.
I don't
He's great.
think anyone else should. I don't think anybody.
I think, yeah, that's. I feel bad for anybody who has to follow Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
It'd be like trying to reboot like Star Wars and having a new Luke Skywalker. You can't do that.
God, Doug Reese Scott tore his nuts.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I
thank
know.
God for Mission Impossible 2.
Yeah.
And I never thought I'd say that.
Yeah. All right. So I want to backtrack though to this Robert Downey Jr. talk because we were talking about we were talking about castings of people for roles, right? And the casting of Hugh Jackman when he was cast as Wolverine, he was an unknown.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now he is synonymous with the character, right? And like it made his career. And there was some other ones. I think the biggest name on the original X-Men, I think, was Famke Janssen at the time.
Halle Berry.
Patrick Stewart.
Oh,
In terms of star power, like
yeah, Patrick Stewart's more of a niche at
box
that
office
point.
draw. Patrick
Really?
Stewart was not a box office
Star Trek,
draw.
The Next Generation. That was it.
Fucking Star Trek podcast, and you guys are telling me that like Thighs McGee from a 007 movie was a bigger draw than Captain.
I'm thinking Halle
First
Berry.
of all, yes, great reference. I was in love with her. What was the name of her character?
Jinx? No. On the top.
Veronica Onatopp
Yeah.
or something like that.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I loved her character so much.
She was in Next Generation too.
Famke Janssen.
Yeah.
Yes, she was. So you don't. Biggest star
Spoilers.
in that one you think was Halle Berry or
I think it was Halle Berry, wasn't it?
Yeah. Ray Park. Riding high on that Phantom Menace money, pal.
was it Magneto?
Don't get me wrong. People saw Patrick.
No, because Ian McKellen hadn't been in Lord of the Rings yet.
Well, I think Patrick Stewart was always the biggest fan casting for Xavier.
Even at that time.
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah.
he was perfect for it.
Yeah, he really
I mean
was.
perfect. That was just built in. If they didn't cast him, that would have been a huge misstep.
But okay, so going back to this, I want to
Was that
backtrack.
Singer a Star Trek fan too?
Brian Singer.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing that.
I don't know.
Yeah, he is. He is a Star Trek.
Big-
So I'm
big
gonna quickly
Wesley
go
fan.
through. So I want to tie all this together because I was talking about Robert Downey Jr. So the cast of X-Men, we got Patrick Stewart, Hugh Jackman, Ian McKellen, Halle Berry, Famke Janssen, James Marsden, Bruce Davison, Rebecca Romaine Stamos, Ray Park, and Anna Paquin.
Didn't Anna Paquin do something right before that may have made her?
She did True
won
Blood,
it.
but
No, that was after.
She won an Oscar,
She
didn't-
won an Oscar for the piano.
she won an Oscar for.
Or am I
I'd
get-
still
Yeah,
say-
the piano was 93.
Am I getting her?
And that
mixed
was her
up with
first role.
Adrian Brody.
Ugh.
That's pianist.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe. But yeah, that was 93 for the piano for her. 2000 was X-Men. Before that, she did She's All That. Maybe that's, but that was Rachel Lee Cook. So no, she didn't really do anything.
Remember Halle Berry's accent in the first X-Men?
Yeah.
Good times. Good
And
times.
the worst line in that entire movie was
What happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning?
written by Joss Whedon.
The same thing as anything else.
That was terrible.
Okay, so my point being on this, probably the budget for that movie was $75 million. That's 2000, so that's 24 years ago, right? You're investing $50 million in one person for the Marvel franchise. I know they will get their money out of them. I know they'll get their money out of him. But part of what made Marvel movies so great is you uplifted people who were not big names or used to be big names, giving them their chance to come back into film. And they weren't getting $50 million. They weren't getting this. And that's part of what made Marvel able to succeed is it was able to invest the money into talent to make these great films possible. Now they're investing so much into the star power. I think that takes away from the ability to invest in
So the question becomes,
talent. Does that make sense? I'm sorry. I was a
yeah.
little.
yeah, the question
gibberish
becomes
with
the
all that.
movies establish the universe, right? But now in our current culture, could the movies establish the universe without star power?
Well, and is that Marvel's problem right now, right? Because people are saying, I want to go back to the old days of what Marvel was, which is funny because that was only like 5 years ago, right?
I still don't believe that. I think your loudest, most vocal, like, detractors for the MCU are people who caught on between Infinity War and Endgame.
Okay.
Because the entire argument of, like, this is too slow, it's like, do you not remember Phase 1?
Phase 1 was super. Yeah. I mean,
Incredible Hulk wasn't that well received. Thor wasn't that well received.
Thor 2 wasn't. Captain America wasn't.
It was not well received.
There's
It was not
like
until
me
the
and you that
first
liked it.
Avengers, yeah.
That it all blew up.
That it all blew up. And
But then
you
they
followed
couldn't
that up
miss.
with Iron Man 3,
Oh, yeah.
which,
And then Avengers
were upset
2,
about.
Age of Ultron, people didn't love.
right? And it wasn't until Winter Soldier
Brody.
that they started hitting on everything.
Okay.
Man, Winter Soldier.
And you knew, you knew there was going to be a miss eventually.
Well,
There-
of
there
They thought
course.
it was going to be
There-
Ant-Man. They thought it was going to be Guardians of the Galaxy. It wasn't. Did Feige get a little too high on his own supply when he decided to make an Eternals movie? A movie that even comic book fans didn't want? Sure.
Yeah.
And my argument was because I've actually just recently started rewatching Phase 4.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi was fun as hell.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Like, and if it didn't follow Endgame, people would have been like, it's super colorful. It introduces a fun new world. Like, the characters are good. The comedy is good. There's also some stakes. I didn't like it in the theater because it was the first movie I saw post, like, lockdown being over. And, like,
Yeah.
everyone forgot how to act in public.
Yes.
Oh,
They
my
were
gosh.
allowed back
Yeah.
out in public.
Yeah.
And then the next movie was Eternals, and that
Bombed.
should have been a Disney Plus series.
Not made.
No.
Or not made.
Or not made, yeah.
Or not made.
All right, I'm pulling up the phase.
But I am the person who believes that Batman and Spider-Man should not be in feature films, that they should be shows.
I think they should be just shows.
Just shows.
Because they're such good characters.
Well, so we bring this up because I was complaining on the phone call that the 85th celebration of Batman, they're playing the Robert Pattinson Batman movie, which I have not seen. I know. And it sucks because I wanted to, but it came out on HBO Max right when I had a baby. And I cannot commit 3 hours. I'd have to watch it in 2 parts. And I've been dying for a Batman movie where Batman is actually a detective.
It's like the perfect Detective Batman movie.
So I gotta
That's
wait.
what he is.
No, I'm jazzed for it, right? But I still feel like
Get out.
We need
Get
to
out.
stop this
Just
recording
get out.
and watch it right now.
Joe, can you call Sean at 734-494-0980 and really question our sanity for even having him on the show for not seeing the Batman?
You've not seen the Batman.
I went to go watch it, and then Ashley, my wife, was like, "Oh, I'd like to see that too." And let me tell you, wives, they're detriment to you being able to watch anything.
Check this out.
I got
You like Marvel movies, right?
I do.
So what if you had tickets to opening night, right? You're going to go, Avengers, next Avengers coming
Sure.
out. And she's like, I don't want to go today.
Oh, no, I'd go.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't you just get? So I don't have time to watch the Batman because I had a kid.
Yep.
Didn't like 4 minutes ago you say? So I'm rewatching all of Phase 4.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, man, I understand that you are a Marvel loyalist. I get that. I appreciate that. But the Batman is a great film.
Okay.
A great film.
I have no doubt that it is.
Clearly,
And I
you
was
do.
legitimately going. I had it pulled up, and the missus was like, "No, I'd like to watch that."
I have the 4K downstairs.
Okay.
Let's figure it out.
Let's make it happen. All right, real quick. I want to.
Oh, my
We're gonna have to move on from this Marvel
You
conversation.
really liked it that much?
I thought it was a good movie.
Where does it? Okay, so
in the Batman movies, where does it rank?
yeah, I need your guys' ranking for all the Batman movies, and I'm talking
For all of them?
66 too. Yeah, come on, right off the top of the head.
Jesus.
The Dark Knight, The Batman, Batman Begins, Batman 89, Batman Returns, The Dark Knight Rises, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin.
This guy fucking.
Hold on, I'm
hates
gonna.
Val Kilmer.
Hold on, I'm getting there.
So I had a buddy who was they were a couple friends of mine were on tour years back,
Yeah.
and they were playing. What's the film festival in Colorado?
Oh,
Sundance.
Yes.
They were like doing a show in Colorado while Sundance was going on.
Yeah.
And their merch guy, this guy that we knew named Alan,
Mm-hmm.
he sees Val Kilmer come walking down the street, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's looking at the other guys. He's like, "Fucking Val Kilmer! I'm gonna shake Val Kilmer's hand."
Yeah.
Right? And so he goes storming up, walking by, and Val like he sees him coming down the way. Okay, snowy mountains,
Yeah.
Tight streets. Alan gets his arm out, goes to shake Val's hand, and Val shoves his hand in his pockets and just puts his head down and breezes right past Alan. So Alan turns around and goes, "You know what, Val? Keaton was a better Batman."
I think I have my list together real quick.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Batman Begins, The Batman, The Dark Knight, 89, Returns, Forever, 66, The Dark Knight Returns or Rises, and Batman and Robin.
See, I didn't even put 66 in there because I think it's such a different Batman film that I
That's fun.
can't even qualify
It's
it.
fun.
All right.
I still enjoy Batman 66, but I'm not going to rank it among those.
Still Batman 89 for me.
Gosh, Batman 89 is great.
Oh, it's
and
great.
The DSO is doing it in July.
I bought The Flash.
The Flash
Yeah.
TV
the
show?
movie?
That we went and saw together in theaters.
Oh.
I actually own it on Blu-ray. That's how much I like Keaton's Batman. And I thought that movie was fun. You know
was
why?
a fun movie.
Because I have so much of my life invested in Marvel because of being a comic book fan
Yeah.
for so long that it was really nice to go to a comic movie that I gave a fuck about.
Well, you know what? I didn't hate it. I didn't love it by any stretch. It was okay. It was disappointing.
The only thing that really bothered me is the opening scene because obviously just had a baby at that point.
Yeah.
Who's scared?
And so all the babies, I was just like, I gotta go home. I gotta go home and hug my kid.
And that was the first time you had been out, right? For
Yeah,
a
I
movie?
think so,
yeah.
yeah.
A CGI baby.
Well, I think when
or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
I rented a theater after he was born to see Doctor Strange
And Multiverse of
and Love
Madness.
and Thunder.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Oh.
I know.
Did you
I got
have you
thoughts on
listened?
that one,
I assume you listened to the show recently.
Yeah,
Did you hear I talked about the one podcast that ranked every Marvel
Yes.
movie? Ooh, a tough task.
with Talk Punch Punch.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a tough task.
That's a tough task. But anyway,
I would
My
love
least
to do
favorite
that,
is
though.
still Eternals. Just watched it the other day and I was like, can't do it. Although I was very happy when I popped in the DVD and it was only 2.5 hours because I thought it was 3, and then
It
it actually was
feels
like 3.
so
Oh my god, so
long.
long.
It feels so incredibly long.
all I want from future Marvel movies is CGI that isn't shit.
Okay.
Which is why you give $50 million to Robert Downey Jr., but you pay your CGI guys like crap and treat them like
Well, that's
crap.
what James Gunn said about
I can get you
Superman.
guys off this.
Superman, yeah.
I really like the Marvels.
I
thought it was a lot of fun.
I didn't watch it.
And it was
I've-
an hour and a half, which was awesome.
I haven't seen it, but that makes me a fan right there.
Hour and a half. It
Bring
was
back hour and a half
breezy.
movies.
You know, Sean was just talking about Batman 85 anniversary at AMC.
Yeah.
So
Good transition. Good transition.
they started selling
Sex toys.
well, yeah, actually for me, popcorn buckets in the shape of the bat signal.
Oh my gosh.
Does it light up?
It does light up. So I haven't pulled the tab yet because I was saving it for today. So I heard this. They started selling on Wednesday. So guess where I was on Wednesday?
You were at AMC.
I was at AMC.
Did you just go in there just for that?
Hell yeah, I just went in there
Did
for
you
that.
find out about it through my text?
I think
no, you
That's a
texted.
dork.
Someone did. I don't know who did. But
Someone
anyway, I found out
texted the Batman
on
Crocs.
social media. So I had to go there and buy one. And here, if you're watching on YouTube, here's this bad boy. It's massive. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does.
It lights up
Black. It's massive.
and it's pretty cool. So in celebration of Batman 85th anniversary, this beautiful thing came out.
So here's my thing.
And I
okay.
had to own it.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I just don't. Okay. Why is it just crappy plastic though?
Because it's $35.
I know, but
You do the math.
Like if you're gonna do it right.
It's a popcorn bucket.
It's not a popcorn. No one's gonna use that for popcorn. You
You really
freaking
want a
idiot.
life-size like bat signal in Rob's backyard on his deck?
Well, you guys know I have.
do.
You guys know I have the little one that I
Yeah.
put on the house
Nice for Halloween.
year round.
Okay.
Well, actually, I have to wait for it to get darker earlier, and that's when I start to put it out.
Such a good. I don't remember ever
You'll be
feeling-
happy to know this is a big deal. This is the first. So every Halloween, I set up a whole thing at the end of our driveway
Yeah, with
for
comics.
Halloween.
Yeah.
I've got a spinner rack full of comics for the kids to pick out, along with candy. And this was the first year that when I went shopping for quarter books to fill up the, to refill the coffers or whatever, I actually threw in Batman and Superman and stuff like that for the first time. Because I had a couple kids that were like, do you have any DC? And I was like, fuck DC. No candy for you. Get out of here. Don't come back. Move out of the neighborhood.
He actually started whipping 5-year-olds' butts.
Yep.
So
Yeah, that's how I know how many I can win in a fight.
Yeah.
In my Patreon episode.
That literally came up at coffee, like the coffee in the morning on Wednesday mornings with the pastor. That came up, and I asked
My
you,
Patreon episode?
No.
Sheets?
How many 5-year-olds you can fight?
Oh, nice.
Came up, and I was asking Kelly about it, and she didn't really give a solid
She's not
answer.
that type of person.
Yeah, she didn't give a
Yeah.
solid answer. So, but they were laughing about it. They loved the question. They loved it. Yeah.
I'll have to ask her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Speaking of good stuff,
So
what do you got there?
this week, Krispy Kreme announced that they're going to be releasing donuts with Dr. Pepper flavor to it. So anyone who knows me knows I enjoy Dr. Pepper.
All right.
And so I enjoy donuts, which I haven't ate a lot of lately.
I hope this is better than the Rock and Rye ice cream you guys talked me into.
I was disappointed in it too. I'm not gonna lie.
It just raised raspberry ice cream.
No, it was sherbet.
Sherbet. Yeah,
Sherbet.
sorry.
That
Yeah.
was the problem.
It was sherbet. No,
I like sherbet.
I do too, but I was expecting ice cream.
It tastes like Rock and Rye. Ish. Light.
It just tasted like sugar.
Yeah.
That's what it
It
tasted
tasted like a really solid frozen slush.
So today...
Is this where I'm supposed to interject and talk about John Mayer and Dave Matthews Band?
Yeah, at some point in time. What do you think about John Mayer?
So
You like him though.
I mean,
Dang it.
I had to go out there. I knew we were recording
not
today.
like Joe does.
No.
So originally Joe was supposed to be here. So I got 3 donuts. So I'm going to make sure we get one for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And he was ill. So Sean's here. And he's going to do a taste test of the Krispy Kreme's Dr. Pepper donuts.
I'm excited. I love how they are decorated. They got a little Dr. Pepper logo on them.
Yep.
I don't feel like that part's edible though.
We're going to find out.
We're going to find out.
No, it's not edible.
I don't know.
Try it.
I'm assuming only the Dr. Pepper, or
Frosting?
only the frosting is Dr. Pepper. Here we go.
All right, dig in here, guys. Hold on.
Grab one. Oh, wait. I almost licked my finger. I can't lick. You already licked? Oh, it is edible.
Oh,
It's edible.
it's not bad either.
Okay. Here we go.
Please don't chew in the mic.
Yeah, I'm going to... You guys are always yelling at me to get closer to the mic, and I am backing away. So if you hear chewing, it's Nick.
Oh,
wow. It tastes like Dr. Pepper.
wait. Is that in the donut?
It's on the frosting. Nick, seriously.
Okay. So, it actually works to me. Would I have...
napkins, man?
I know. Would I have 2 of these? I don't think I would. Like, one right after the other. But they're solid. I'm trying to think of a number I'd rate it. What do you got? You got a little bit of...
You got a little bit on your cheek there, buddy. You got a little bit of cream on your cheek. You are filling in for Joe.
That was part of the initiation process. That had nothing to do with the donut.
Never mind.
What's really going to blow your mind is when you find out we weren't even recording. It's just an excuse.
All that work for nothing?
Oh, it was for something.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. It's pretty solid.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
I don't know how many of these I could eat.
That's a donut, so I could eat 50.
Where's your favorite donut place in Michigan?
Looney Bakery.
Okay.
Looney's pretty good.
Donut Town.
It's at Beach and
Beach
5?
5 Mile, yep.
I don't know if I've had a donut from there in decades.
It's been a while for me.
So we had to experiment with this because new things.
So if you haven't, go get yourself a Krispy Kreme Dr. Pepper donut.
It's not bad.
Krispy Kreme Dr. Pepper donut.
There you
Do
go.
it.
Try say it 10 times
Krispy
fast.
Kreme Dr. Pepper donut. Krispy Kreme Dr. Pepper donut. Krispy Kreme Dr. Pepper donut. Krispy Kreme Dr. Pepper donut. I could keep going.
Nice.
I could keep going. But I feel like that's not the airtime people want.
No, they probably didn't want us chewing on the mic either.
Oh, they did. They did. They enjoyed it very, very much. So let me lick off my fingers on the mic.
Oh, Lord. Wipe it on your sock. That's what I just did.
Wipe it on your socks?
Yeah.
I just wipe it on my pants and I'll wash
No
them when I
way.
get home.
I'm wearing Duluth. I'm not wiping anything on these pants.
The Duluths are made to be wiped on.
No, man.
Yeah, they are. They're work pants, bro.
I know, but they're too pretty.
They're work pants. All right. Couple other things. When did you guys check out of the Jurassic Park franchise?
Okay.
Part 2.
Okay.
There's a question I need to ask.
Okay.
Have you read both books?
Yes. Okay.
The
first
books, both of them are fantastic.
and way darker.
Yeah.
Oh my! Like
Holy
everyone
smokes.
dies in the
Yeah.
first one.
The first one has pterodactyls, which is awesome. Sorely lacking in the 1st movie. Hammond gets it. Well deserved.
Yeah.
Donald Gennaro is actually like a hero throughout the book instead of getting killed on the crapper.
Thank
Sorry.
you.
So,
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
Didn't you used to be in a band you had to sing into a mic?
No. I play bass, man.
You didn't do backgrounds or anything?
Yeah,
You still got to sing into a mic.
I know. Sorry. I apologize. I know there's one listener you guys have that was like, don't ever have that guy on again.
Who was that?
That was actually multiple.
Oh, really?
No.
Son of a bitch.
Someone commented that. I don't remember.
I know people
I think there was somebody that was like, he needs to talk into the mic, which
Oh,
I
they're-
get a
that's
lot.
They're
Absolutely.
not wrong. Luckily, you're still picking up, even when you sit back here.
it just helps.
Okay.
It doesn't
No,
help
no,
that we
sure,
were
I'll
in
try.
a car either.
No, he had the mic in his hand.
Oh, that's a good point. He did.
I was
For
driving.
the car,
Yeah.
I was incredibly sick. Like, I was terribly
Because
sick.
Nick
That
farted
day?
and almost killed everybody.
that day you were.
The GalaxyCon? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And I was so sick after. I had some type of like cough thing going on, and you can hear me occasionally. Like I was basically coughing, and like it wasn't any. I don't think anyone got sick from me. I doubt. I don't think I was contagious. I think I had a.
He had COVID-20 and didn't tell us.
Yeah.
You know, this explains why you were so mean to those people at Galaxy.
No, that would have been me.
Oh, yeah, good point.
That would have been me. You've never seen Con,
It was
Sean.
incredible.
I want to go again. I want to film it.
That was still one of the most fun things I've ever seen in my life.
I am. How
do you have an event like that, charge so much freaking money,
Okay.
and not know what you're doing?
And my problem is that like I have been going to conventions since I was like 9, and I'm talking like the first convention I ever went to was actually a Star Trek convention at Domino's Farm. Yeah. Okay.
Live long and prosper.
And so for me, it is, and I get it. They're volunteers,
Which sucks because
which sucks
they
because
should be
they
paid.
don't. Then they
Yeah.
don't know anything, and they're really there because they want to like mingle with Roddy Piper. They don't actually want to do anything, so they're taking all this money from you. I mean, come on, dude! $45 for like. Have you seen the tickets for Motor City Comic Con?
And the guest list is
It's
terrible.
terrible. Motor City is one of the worst. We went into this in GalaxyCon. I don't need to consistently get out the pitchforks for Motor City, but it sucks. I hate it. And so, yeah, I've got no time. Like, I have no time for conventions where it's like, last time I was at Motor City, I went on a Friday, was there right at the morning, but you're like waiting outside
Oh, that line to get in the
February.
Yeah.
I know.
You know, it's snowing on you. Like, let us inside.
They have the room.
right?
Yeah, there's
yeah.
nothing else going on.
They could stage inside.
They could easily.
And then so what? They open the door when it opens, so now you're stuck in a line for an hour and a half. Like, dude, I like time myself
They-
at conventions. How quickly can I get in and get out?
That's why
you guys know.
I really enjoyed prolonging his experience
Oh.
at GalaxyCon.
that con wasn't. Once we got in, it was fine, and we just went in. Right at one point, we didn't even have
He
our
left
badges.
us. He left. Yeah, we just.
And we just
yeah,
went in.
just kicked in a door and didn't even have a badge.
And then later
Just-
we went for badges where we basically said, "Oh, look, there's no one in this line." Everyone was waiting in this big long line, and no one was going to this line. So we
yeah,
just
because
walked.
it's a bunch of nerds that are just following whoever thinks they're in the. So
Follow
you just
the
gotta,
rules. Yeah, follow this guy. I'm
Well,
not
in
a
Star
leader.
Trek, they would follow
And
the
no
rules.
one will talk to each other to be like, "Am I in the correct line?" Like, no one wants to. It sucks, man.
There's like all these cute girls, and all the guys are like, "Can't talk to her." Oh,
And for me,
I'm just
it's-
kidding. There's no cute girls.
That's
Wow.
jeez.
I'm
Ouch.
joking.
Damn.
Ouch.
I'm
Dang,
joking
Nick.
because
You
actually,
guys are canceled.
there's that
Again?
whole culture of like these girls, like the girls who aren't actually comic fans, dressing as skanky
I
as
actually
possible.
felt
to
really.
get
I think
TikTok
I talked
followers.
about that in the episode because I was looking through books at one point. You guys were on the outside, like because you were getting ready to go to one of your cool. I get to meet a celebrity things while I hold your bags.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or you were meeting like a fan of the podcast, and I still had to hold your bags. You fucking
Yeah, remember?
jerks.
We did a couple fans.
Yeah, we got
Couple.
2.
And there was a girl who came up to me while I was like looking through books, and she started talking to me because her favorite character was Nightcrawler, and I had something that was like Nightcrawler-esque. And I felt bad because she almost did it like subconsciously, where she was like immediately giving me her credentials when she walked up to me.
Yeah.
Well, don't you think at a place like that, you almost have to if you're really trying to talk to a fan? If you're really trying to establish that, hey, I'm not just...
sure, but this felt like it had been
A
almost
constant,
like she had to.
because
Was she
as
hitting
a
on you?
female, you're not
don't
expected to be into those things. Is that what you're saying? Like the
I
subtle
mean, it's the
sexism
stupid,
within.
name three songs, that whole thing.
Oh yeah, if
know?
you're wearing an ACD shirt,
Dude, I got it at so when I went and saw.
Oh, by the way, Sean's wearing a garbage shirt with Shirley Manson on the front.
I got it from when I saw him.
That's pretty
last
dope.
Year. It is pretty dope. They're a great band.
Yeah, they are.
By the way, this all started with talking about Jurassic Park, and we have not gone
Oh, yeah,
back
yeah.
to that.
I don't
Just for
really-
the record,
I'll circle back.
continue.
No.
To be fair, I don't want to talk about Jurassic Park.
Stop. I do.
No, I love Jurassic Park, so I'll go back to it. So, it just like, oh shit, I lost it because we went to. I don't remember where we were going.
Welcome to the podcast
Yeah.
where we quickly lose trains of thought.
Oh, when I went and saw Avengers, sat down
yes,
in my
yes.
seat. It was back. So theaters used to back when the first Avengers came out. The theaters in our area didn't have assigned seats for everything. It was just the back 2 rows.
Yeah.
So you were literally like you had to pay a lot of money for one of them, and I was like, "Fuck this! I'm paying for that for the first Avengers movie." And I remember I sat down, and there was a row of dudes in front of me,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like calling me a
fake fan.
tourist.
Oh.
They were
Oh,
like,
wow.
"Look at this
Fake
fucking-"
fan.
And I was just
Look at this
like,
fake fan.
Fuckers, I have enough comics I could crush you with them right now. I could kill your whole family. Just with long boxes. Don't start with me.
Cindy took a short box of comics to school with her.
Nice.
You know what's so funny is I've not ever had one of those interactions in my life, and I don't know if it's because like I just have the look of a non-confrontational figure where people are like, he's not threatening at all, or what it is. But people, I've never been gatekept or never been like, well, are you a real fan? I'm not.
I hate the real. I don't hate it. Well, actually, no, I don't. Because watching like Snake Eyes, I got nerdy about that. I get it.
Yeah,
Never
but what
mind.
if that's-
I retract
what if that's
everything
their first introduction to Snake Eyes, and then they go back and fall in love with the other stuff.
because the other stuff is a lot better. If they fell in love with that crap, they're gonna be like, that's not how it's supposed to go.
I don't know.
The thing is, origin story is the best.
I think I don't have a problem with. I know Sid, but we're going to fucking manifest her. She's going to teleport in and be like, you are a gatekeeper. My thing is like, how does it wind up here?
I'm gonna
It's
send her a picture of this.
Yeah. I am excited about anyone like the fact that my sister, of all people, like who used to give me crap for reading comics, like loves all the movies, watches the shows, is super excited about it. I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think it's great that my kid is never going to get like picked on for enjoying this stuff. I'm
Absolutely.
like,
That era is done.
what I cannot stand for is when
I shan't.
because like recently they've been promoting the Agatha All Along show.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And there's a lot of like, who asked for this? I did.
The toxic fanboys.
I
right?
did.
Yeah.
I want an Agatha who was Franklin Richards' nanny in the original Fantastic Four, who taught Wanda about sorcery. I want her to have a show that's fun, that's put out on Disney Plus right before Halloween.
Big
That's awesome.
fracking deal.
Look at Nick using a drop.
Correctly.
Well, I appreciate because we don't really get to talk comics on this show very often, so it's nice. It's nice for me.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
So Jurassic Park.
Real quick at Motor City Comic Con this year.
Rocketeer comic book that's going to go on the wall. It's really cool looking.
Dave Gibbons.
No, it was a new one.
All right.
Guess who's going to be at Motor City Comic Con this year?
George
Felix,
Takei.
Felix Gaeta. from Battlestar Galactica.
Can I kill him?
You could. I mean,
Now's my opportunity.
yeah, that is a good show, sir.
All right.
Watch
Once
it.
I figure out how to watch it.
It's on Peacock.
No. I have the DVDs, but there was like this Battlestar Galactica Razor, and then the DVD box sets are like Battlestar Galactica
Hold on.
2.
You know how
2.5.
You know how you can figure out the order?
3.
It's really easy.
Talk to Nick.
No.
You.
Listen to Keep Up with the Kardashians. We did it in order.
We did
Oh,
it. We
all
did
right.
it in order. Yeah, we did actually. We watched Razor in the order it was actually in the
Yep.
series, as
Okay.
opposed to
That's how you do it.
All right.
because Razor was after season 3. I think
own the
season 2.
original series and the new series.
Oh, nice. All right.
I was a fan of the original.
I was watching A-Team last week, and in the opening credits where the Cylon walks past Dirk Benedict,
Yeah.
that makes me laugh every time.
Dun, 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 dun. Anyways,
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
So you said you left
Where do you
off at
stand?
2?
You stopped at 2?
Yeah.
You were done?
Well, my son likes the Chris Pratt one, so I've watched them.
I thought, okay, so Jurassic Park 1, I loved.
Masterpiece.
Jurassic Park 2, if I hadn't read the book, I probably would have liked 2
Nope.
a lot.
Even if you didn't read the book.
Okay, you think
2.
so?
No,
It's not great,
it's not.
but it's not as bad as 3.
You can't build I know I'm gonna get hate from Jeff Goldblum fans, but you can't build a movie a Jurassic
around
Park.
Ian Malcolm.
No.
No, you can't.
I liked 3 because it had pterodactyls and Alan Grant.
It did have Dr. Alan Grant and intelligent raptors again. That was the focus of 3, if I recall. The intelligent raptors.
Really? I just thought that
They were communicating with
no.
each other. Remember, because they stole the raptor egg and they had to give it back, and the raptors left them alone after they stole it.
Okay.
Okay, so and then that was also the big giant dinosaur. What was?
But see, what the problem?
Spinosaurus?
This
I don't
is the
know.
problem that I have is that like nothing looks as good as the first one.
Because
I'm so sick and tired of CGI dinosaurs, and I was so jazzed for the original cast to come back. And I own Fallen Kingdom, but
Yeah.
I have yet to watch it.
so
I'll probably watch it before I watch the bad.
I was incredibly disappointed with Fallen Kingdom. So I will say this: so if I were to rank them, Jurassic Park 1,
Okay.
then Jurassic World, then Jurassic Park 2, then 3, then the other 2 sequels.
I would rank them as 1, 2, and I don't care.
Okay,
1, 3.
over 2.
Yeah.
Okay,
3 over 2. Alan Grant.
And it's
Dude,
Dr. Alan
so-
Grant. Get it right.
When I went to middle school,
He
I was like,
went to school to become a doctor. Put some respect on his
Yeah,
name.
exactly.
Dr. Ian Malcolm, mathematician.
That's true too. That's
Yeah,
why.
when I went to middle school,
Yeah, but he's not a real doctor.
we had a school dance,
Yeah.
and I dressed up like Dr. Alan Grant. Can I tell you how well that went for me?
It did not go well.
It did not go
Did
well.
not go well.
I was like, here's my chance. These kids are going to think my dinosaur paleontologist costume is so cool. Plenty of girls are going to want to
They're
dance
like Ross
with
Geller?
a guy wearing
So all this
a
is
red bandana and a cowboy hat.
all this is to say they're making another Jurassic Park film starring Scarlett Johansson and some other one. I don't know who it is.
There's no
Are the
Pratt.
dinosaurs going to be CGI?
Oh, Glenn Powell. No, he turned it down. Scarlett Johansson, someone else. Not important. Anyways, here's the synopsis
Well,
of
the
it.
one- first one where-
the new Blade is in it.
The new Blade. Oh, Marciana Ali.
Yeah.
Oh, sign me up for that. Here's the synopsis of the new Jurassic World movie.
Oh, no.
Jurassic World Rebirth sees an intrepid team racing to secure DNA samples from the 3 most colossal creatures across the land, sea, and air. 5 years after the events of Jurassic World Dominion, the planet's ecology has largely proven inhospitable to dinosaurs. Those remaining exist in isolated equatorial environments with climates resembling the one in which they thrive. The 3 most colossal creatures within that tropical biosphere hold the key to a drug that will bring miraculous life-saving benefits to humankind. Boom. There's your summation of the movie. I actually think it sounds pretty solid. You don't think it sounds solid? So dinosaurs are no longer around everywhere. They've because that was kind of my thing with the last couple movies. Like the dinosaurs get out, but it's like
Wasn't Dominion bugs? Didn't it turn out to be like this whole
plague
movie
of
is
locusts.
about locusts?
Yeah, it was really about locusts, like killing all the crops and everything. And it was like evil Masani Corporation or something like that. I don't know what it
Jurassic
It
Park.
was,
Revelations.
Dodson
was. Yeah.
and Henry Wu.
Yes. And why make Henry Wu evil? I like
Racism.
Henry Wu. I don't know. Yeah. I think it actually sounds kind of interesting. It goes back to the roots of maybe what it was originally about, is like the science behind it, as opposed to just running
No,
from the dinosaurs.
The science of it is about people trapped on a theme park getting eaten
Running
by
from the-
dinosaurs.
And you know what? You probably
Off the toilet.
And you mentioned the CGI dinosaurs, and you're like, the first one still holds up the best. It's because less was more.
Yeah.
You didn't see it. Like, one of the best scenes in a movie of all time to me was that first opening scene with the raptor in the cage, where it takes the guy and it pulls him in, and they're like, shoot, shoot. And you never see the dinosaur, but the fear is so real. Like, you're terrified of this thing. You don't see the raptors until like halfway into it, if not longer.
That's why I'm not seeing Beetlejuice.
You're not? He's only in it 15 minutes.
The second one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
All
he said-
That's why that's why he agreed to come back.
Yeah, they said that he has about the same screen time as he did in the first one.
He has about 20 seconds more than this first one.
Okay. All right. Well, never mind then.
That's why he came back.
Cash that check, Keaton.
But you're right, because a lot of sequels are like, well, everyone liked Beetlejuice, so now he needs to be in every single scene. It's like a same thing like Ian Malcolm. Just because he was a great character in Jurassic Park 1 doesn't mean he's a lead.
Jurassic Park 2.
Two, my problem more so was the like, oh, my kid stowed away. It was the kid again. And then it was like,
who's a great gymnast.
Yeah, she defeats a raptor by,
yeah, that was
doing her, I can't, her, what is it, unbalanced beam?
Yeah. Yeah, like the uneven bars or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, she's flipping between the bars. Or
Sure.
Yeah, it was pretty stupid.
I don't remember. But
It was pretty stupid. And that's the thing. All of a sudden, like, humans were a match for dinosaurs in that one. Where in the first one, it's like all you can do is run from them.
The third one was literally like dinosaurs were on an island and a dumbass dad like got off course in his paraglider.
He crashed,
and
yeah.
we're paying you some money to go rescue our kid because you've been there.
Not to that island, he hadn't.
Well,
why are these?
Because that was
you have some experience with dinosaurs.
You know how to handle them, yeah.
Another kid gets lost on an island. Just leave it there.
I thought Jurassic World was really solid, though. You didn't like Jurassic World?
Was that the first one with Pratt?
Yes, the first one.
Okay. So I liked the theme park realized.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I like Bryce Dallas Howard, but I dislike Bryce Dallas Howard running in heels.
Yeah, that was a dumb scene.
Like, and it's like, for me though, it all boils down to like Tyrannosaurus Rex was king of the dinosaurs. I don't need some like Tyrannosaurus Rex with spikes on it.
See, I kind
Like,
of
it's just
appreciated
sorta
that
like-
idea. Like, people got bored with the dinosaurs, so they had to make even scarier dinosaurs. Like, this idea of like this humanity's constant need for more. Even if you got
suppose.
everything you want, they still want more. And at some point, giving them more is actually harmful to them. So here
No,
they
that makes
create,
sense.
you know, the what did they call it? The
I just think it's audiences being dumber.
Indominus Rex is what
I
they
agree with
called
you.
it.
See, I saw the movie, what is it, 2012 in theater.
Okay.
Oh
Could you-
gosh, I enjoyed that movie.
Okay, but
it's dumb.
okay. At
I love
at the
disaster
end of that
movies,
movie
though.
when they're all getting on the arcs,
Yeah.
right? Everybody in the audience like started clapping, and I was just like, "You're not one of the people that's
Yeah,
getting
you would
on
be
the,
d-
like,
you'd be
you'd
dead.
be dead."
Like, the whole point of that movie is it was the rich people
Yeah.
who were on there.
Like, stop clapping. Like,
Yeah.
we would not be on this arc.
Yeah, we would be dead. We would be the
We'd be
angry.
stepping on our necks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's why I like that movie, actually, because like you're thinking it's all this good story and like happy ending, and no, the rich people all survive.
Did you guys see Twisters?
Yes,
Not yet.
Did you like it?
I enjoyed it.
I did not see it.
I enjoyed it immensely.
As much as the first? Is there a sequel out there that you think is better than the original?
Empire
besides
Strikes
Empire
Back.
Strikes Back?
Wrath of Khan.
Okay.
I put up that post. So I put up that post. I put up a post on Facebook where I said,
People think Dark Knight's better than Batman Begins.
depends on the day for me. Some days I do feel like it is better. So I put up a post where I named a bunch of sequels, right? And I said which one would be overrated. My whole point wasn't to say these were all overrated. It was to say if you had to pick one. And the 5 that I had on that list was Empire Strikes Back, The Dark Knight, Godfather 2, Terminator 2,
Captain America 2.
Aliens.
But see, it's weird. I feel like you can't count the MCU sequels because
Right.
it's all building to a larger story.
Exactly.
I can.
And I feel like we've gotten a little lost in the franchises. There shouldn't be 7 Screams.
Well, hold on. Friday the 13th, Halloween's. There was 50 of those.
Sure.
Scream's just following that suit. Actually, for horror movies, they're kind of the first ones that just went forever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's but the thing is that like the thing that made it unique was that it was making fun of that, and now it's become that.
Yeah, Scream. Yeah. Well,
I get that.
In addition to that, the whole point of it wasn't to tie all these characters together. Like each Friday the 13th movie was a new cast getting killed by him. Now the Screams are like Sidney Prescott is back to avenge the death.
Yeah.
Let's stop. And I know Freddy did that at one point. They brought back.
They lost me when they killed Jamie Kennedy. That was it for me.
I get you. I hear you. That was the first
Again,
one.
That was the third.
after I stopped working at the theater, when the third one came out, I think it was the third one came out. When did that come out?
I was still in high school, so it had to be about 2000.
So I'm gonna guess. I was
99
gonna say on the theater, and
You were still in the theater at 2000 because Rob was very nice when the first X-Men trailer came out.
Yeah.
He let me sit in the theater all by myself and watch it, and then he clipped out. Can I say this, or you won't get? He clipped out the film cell of Wolverine popping his claws on the Statue of Liberty for the first time and gave it to me.
Rob, you are a good friend to people, man.
because
He doesn't like people talking about it.
I know he does
wants
not.
everyone to keep his
He's
street
got a
cred
good
going.
soul, but he wants to be thought of like a candy-coated bastard.
I hate all of you. Just so you know. Mm-hmm. The second Indiana Jones.
No, Temple of
No,
Doom was
Temple-
bad,
yeah,
but it
Temple
was
of Doom was
technically
really,
a prequel.
and it's a prequel.
Although I will say that Last Crusade.
I have a tough time choosing between Last Crusade.
I
and
love
Raiders.
Last Crusade.
I liked the most recent one.
I still haven't seen it.
See, it gets bashed. I didn't think it was that. I thought it was entertaining.
And truthfully,
Spider-Man 2?
The problem.
Spider-Man 2 is
yeah,
way better than Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, way better.
Way better.
I enjoyed 1 quite a bit. I liked the origin in that a lot. It felt comic booky.
I had such a crush on Kirsten Dunst back then too. Now, no, not at all. But back then, mm-hmm.
What about when she was in an interview with a vampire? You fucking pedophile.
That was my favorite role of hers. Top Gun Maverick.
I think Maverick was better. You know my feelings on Top Gun.
Mad Max 2 over Mad Max 1.
Incredibly overrated. Iron Eagle or bust.
Excuse me?
Mad Max Fury Road. No,
That's just irresponsible.
What?
X,
Iron Eagle was the shit.
X2 over X1.
I mean, shitty, sure.
Yeah.
X2. Yeah.
X2
Although
is amazing.
I disliked, so the really like X2 is based on my all-time favorite X-Men story, which is about William Stryker,
Yeah.
who is a televangelist.
Striker.
And so him being the military guy that like created
Industrial
Wolverine,
complex,
I was like,
yeah.
I liked the televangelist aspect of it.
But that would have been a little too.
Oh, it would have been very difficult. I mean, we could probably do that today, and people would eat it with a spoon. But
Yeah.
back then,
Yeah,
no.
that's what it was. They couldn't have done it in that era. Star Trek 2 might be one of the better sequels of all time.
But again, I feel like that fits into a larger narrative.
Star Trek 2? Yeah, because it was part of the start of a
like
trilogy.
And
An unintentional trilogy. They didn't plan to do that.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, for not planning to do that, they did a nice job.
I actually,
Sure.
when I think about the best sequels of all time, even you could argue Empire Strikes Back was the start. So if I'm going to go by a true sequel that really it was not intended to go any further, it might be Terminator 2 for me.
okay,
Because you have Godfather 2, but they knew they were going to make a Godfather 3 at that point, essentially, right? You knew Empire Strikes Back, they were going to do Return of the Jedi. Or Revenge of the Jedi at that point it was. I don't know. I gotta go.
Army of Darkness in the Evil Dead series.
Evil Dead
Far
2.
superior than the Evil Dead's.
Evil,
You did 1 and 2.
how do you guys rank the Die Hard movies?
Ooh.
1, 2, the rest are garbage.
See, I have a big...
I love 3.
I love 3. I have a big soft spot in my heart for that.
He becomes too much of a superhero in that one.
No, it's 4 that
It's 4 becomes superhero.
It's 4.
Do you still have that film cell?
I think so. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Die Hard
With
3.
Samuel L.
Samuel
Jackson.
Yeah.
It's the Simon Says.
Yeah. That one's not bad. Okay, I take it back. It was still solid, and he was getting his butt kicked the whole movie. Bruce
Yeah.
Willis was.
The only thing I didn't like about 3, which I think I actually discussed in your thread on Facebook,
Okay.
was that I didn't like the fact that they split him and Holly up,
Mm-hmm.
and that they made
he was
him
an
a drunk.
alcoholic.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Which
kind of like that because it's the whole idea of your superheroes are broken people kind of a thing. Like, and it hadn't been done yet.
Sure.
That was still new at the time. Now, like everything does that, like the boys.
because 4 was that was the one with Justin Long.
The free Die Hard, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Die Harder.
And
Wasn't
then
there a Die Harder?
That was like Spy Hard, Die
No,
Hard.
there was a Die Harder.
Was there?
no,
I thought there was.
isn't that it? Could that be 2?
I'm gonna Google this. I'm gonna look up the franchise.
Oh man, we're having a Google off.
I know.
A Good Day to Die Hard is what it was.
Yeah.
That was
Live
the
Free or
5th
Die Hard and A Good Day to Die Hard. And that one was where he was a superhero. Essentially, he was like a.
There was an idea that was kicking around a few years ago that they were going to do a prequel where it was just him as a New York City cop.
Just following him as a cop.
Doing like
his
the
job.
first big case he had or whatever.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, but
Prequels and multiverses. Can we just slow down, please?
Right,
For the love
sure.
of God, can we just? I get what your feelings.
Killing cinema.
I get that your feelings that you like how the Marvel universe includes everything else happening around it. Same thing for Crisis on Infinite Earths on CW. It was cool how they included all that in there, but enough is enough.
I just think a good story will always win.
I would agree with that,
Just write
but
a good story, and
Good stories don't always come along.
like
Wolverine and or Deadpool and Wolverine got it.
All right, come on. What's your one movie that you think should have been like huge but isn't that people need to see?
Fall Guy for one right now, like recently.
I would like to see that.
Fall Guy is
That's
very
on the list.
good.
I'll make sure I
a
watch that
movie,
before
a
the
movie
Batman
that
too.
should have been huge.
The Rocketeer, man.
Yeah. Mine's The
Rocketeer.
Frighteners.
Frighteners is awesome.
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
that was Peter Jackson.
Yep.
That was it. And the sign that we got for it in the theater
But that
was
sucked.
meticulous.
I saw it in the theater, but it was like that movie came out like a month after Twister and like 2 weeks after Independence Day, so it just got crushed.
So I have a hard
Because
time.
isn't Die Hard the first movie where people started actually reporting on box office?
I believe you're right there. I believe that's kind of
And
where
I honestly think that reporting on box office, like when everybody's like, Marvel destroyed cinema. No, reporting on box office. Because that is basically telling everyone, this is what everyone's going to be talking about on Monday, so this is the movie you need to go see.
Yeah, but sometimes it helps you make a decision. For instance, Borderlands bombed at the box office, and it helps you go, okay, it's not worth seeing. Not even the fans want to go see it.
True.
yeah.
I get your point.
No, I think it's weird too when it comes to like the fan thing because there is a part of me that fandom right now is
Toxic.
I am torn
Yeah.
because you give an inch and they're like we won I mean look what happened with the Snyderverse. I mean those guys just were like we're running Warner Brothers
And
Is
now,
that-
now they still haven't given up.
Is that fandom or is that insanity?
yeah.
Because I think that was just rebellion more than anything
Sometimes
else.
it can work though. Sonic the Hedgehog when they released the first picture
That's
of Sonic.
what I mean. Like it's like sometimes it works.
Well, didn't that happen with
sometimes it doesn't.
didn't that happen with the Seven Dwarfs and the new Snow White movie too?
Happened with
Yeah.
the Seven Dwarfs. It happened back in the day with a TV show called Jericho on CBS.
Yeah.
They canceled it after the first season. Fans sent
Chuck.
Chuck.
Excellent. Chuck.
Yeah,
Yep. Firefly. No, not Firefly. Star Trek. The original series.
Star Trek the original series, but like Star Wars.
I just think
There's another
I
game.
think it's gotten toxic. Like it's gotten crazy.
Well,
Well,
That's
it's
what
it's
happened
like
with the
politics
Acolyte
now.
with Star
It's
Wars, yeah.
just gone.
But I'm also tired of people that are in things that aren't received well
Mm-hmm.
immediately going to like it's because of the toxic fandom.
Yeah,
Like
well, that's another example. Star Wars: The Acolyte, right? People said it wasn't liked because it was starring female characters, or it just sucked, and it did kind of suck.
this is Enterprise argument.
No, Discovery.
Okay, sorry. I don't,
Discovery argument. Michael Burnham, you don't like it because it's a black lead female character, and you're like, no, I don't like it because it sucks.
Yeah, it didn't have
like, You
stories.
should have probably mentioned that he liked it because it sucks before you were like,
Yeah,
you
that's
don't.
why I was- yeah.
Now we can clip that and just ruin Rob's
Oh,
life.
there was a lot of clips that we could do. What was it last week where I said some things and you're like,
I
I'm gonna
have
clip
it.
that.
Don't worry.
I'm going to clip that.
Yeah, I
I
did
don't-
clip
I
that.
said something like, I don't like
Okay,
black
so-
people or something like, but not like in that context. And he took it as like,
Oh,
Sure.
I sure did.
yeah. So so fandom can be extremely toxic, but again, part of the issue why fandom became so powerful in the first place was the studio spent so much time not listening to what the fans wanted, right? So then you get to the point where it's like a teeter-totter, right? We went from one direction all the way to the other, and it's got to meet somewhere in the middle. You got to have fans running these things, which is why James Gunn was such a great person to do the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, or now he's doing the DC movies, or the Russo brothers doing Captain America, like fans of the material who appreciate the material, not just checking a box. Like,
understand the material.
Right. Like sometimes I feel like they're just checking boxes. Like, you know what? We haven't had, gosh, this sounds so terrible.
Oh,
We
God.
haven't had a gay female direct a movie in Star Wars yet. So, well, now we have to, because that's the only way we're going to be inclusive. And it's like, you can be inclusive
You
in
can
other
send
ways.
your hate calls to Nick at 734-494.
I know, it sounds so terrible.
0980.
It's not, and I don't mean it to sound terrible. but
KUTWC show
It's a
at
super
Gmail.
nuanced conversation.
It is.
That is
It's
ridiculously difficult to kind of get through.
And the hard part is that you have to over-explain yourself to
Yeah.
get your point. And no matter what you say, they're gonna like. I don't like this. I didn't enjoy this Discovery because I didn't enjoy the story.
I don't like pandering is what I don't like.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of film, a lot of media tries to pander now.
Well,
because of
it's-
toxic
it's-
fandom.
And it's the fact that we're aware that it is happening so that they don't get blowback.
Yeah.
And that the second it's no longer the right thing to do,
Mm-hmm.
they'll just switch right back to what they were doing beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
It's all, you know.
Yeah. It's all smoke and mirrors right now. They're just giving you what you think you want, kind of a thing. I don't know. It is a very nuanced conversation.
Yeah, and
And especially like here were three white men, heterosexual men, kind of, in this room, having this conversation about how, like, you know,
Sure.
about representation. So right away we're kind of a little tone deaf on that, but what can you do?
yeah,
I know we've been going an hour and 16.
and we still got to talk about Louis Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Do we
The
save
part
that?
where I drop out.
Do we save that for Patreon?
We could do that.
We could save that for
I
Patreon.
wasn't there, so
Yeah, we'll save that for I don't want to
Okay.
leave Sean out of that conversation.
yeah.
Leftovers downstairs.
I wasn't
There
invited.
is some leftovers downstairs. Well,
Gotta
you
go
were
pick
you
up
were
a couple cake pans.
you were riding your bike.
Nope, I wasn't.
Because-
Bike shop was closed.
Okay.
No power.
No, just holiday weekend, I guess.
Amazingly enough, we had storms here, and I did not lose power until they intentionally turned it off today earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So
I got a whole home generator put in, and we didn't lose power. Everybody else in my neighborhood did.
Oh my gosh,
But
you
our street
just got
didn't,
that
and I
put
was
in.
like, come on. I just wanted to see how the thing worked. I wanted to laugh as everyone sat in darkness. And then I was going to wheel my old generator out and start a bidding war in our little neighborhood Facebook group. It's going to be awesome.
That's a trip. So real quick, I just pulled this up and I have to add this. Joker 2 was originally envisioned as a Broadway show. Joaquin Phoenix and Todd Phillips were going to go to Broadway.
That's wonderful. They really understand the source material.
they don't care about the source material in the Joker universe.
No, it's not designed to be.
It's a loose
I don't-
interpretation.
I'm trying to think of like, what could you do that with a Marvel character? Like create like a show following Magneto and like how he recovers, Eric Lanchester, how he recovers after internment camp or
No,
something and
Nick-
all it does is follow his journey
I think-
of recovery.
I think Punisher set up for it.
I
A
would've-
musical.
I would have loved a Michael Fassbender Magneto Nazi
Prequel.
Hunter movie.
Oh my gosh.
That would
Well,
be cool.
even what was that in First Class? They did that a
Yeah.
little bit, a couple scenes, and I was rooting for him. I'm like,
Oh, I love First Class.
oh my gosh, that bullet scene through the head. Oh, but they kill one of the immortal mutant characters in
Yeah.
that one, which is kind of,
Dumb.
yeah, kind of dumb. Darwin, his whole thing is that he can survive anything,
Yeah.
and he dies. What can you do?
Someone who was wrong.
Spoiler. But Moira, it was perfectly cast, in my opinion.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Michael
We saw that
Fassbender.
one together, right?
Yep.
Michael
So,
Fassbender was James McAvoy was great as a
Yeah.
young Xavier. Oh my gosh, and that was before Jennifer Lawrence was huge, right?
Yep.
That was one of her first major ones. Who else was? They didn't have Beast in that one, did they?
Yeah, they did. Nicholas Holt.
Nicholas Holt was in that one. Yeah.
Isn't he Lex Luthor now?
There was no Cyclops though. There was no. I'm
He
trying
wasn't in until the third one.
Yeah, they're young.
until they got
or
until they
unborn.
got bad again.
Yeah.
Age of Apocalypse.
Oh.
Days of Future Past though.
That's probably my favorite comic book movie of all time.
Really?
It's so well.
It's really well done, but
The road cut is solid too. Have you seen the road
I
cut
have
version of
my
it?
own both. I saw that down in Florida. We were at Disney. And we
it goes
found
back
this
to
like
Disney.
old theater that like I mean, no stadium seating. Like, I mean, this thing was, and it was just perfect.
That's good.
Like, we were the only people there. Probably one of my favorite days ever. I love that movie.
It's a good movie.
It's a big one to me.
Yeah.
I love the story that it was based on.
Oh, yeah.
It's great. It's back when they didn't write for trades. It was 2 issues. And I mean, it set the course for the X-Men for decades.
Yeah.
I actually didn't hate the Phoenix Saga, the Dark Phoenix Saga.
Oh, with Sophie Turner as...
The problem is that I'm well aware that movie got fucked by Captain Marvel.
They came out at the same time?
The end of X-Men Dark Phoenix Saga, instead of that train fight, should have been an entire space battle with her going ham on ships and
but
stuff like that.
they couldn't do it.
And they couldn't do it because it was basically the same ending as Captain Marvel. And so they shut it down.
Because Marvel and DC kind of... Marvel and DC.
Marvel and 20th
They're
Century Fox.
very similar characters in a lot of senses in terms of the powers they have.
2 different
Well,
production studios at the
it
time.
was a very dark time period in Marvel because they had basically shut down, like... At that time, they had shut down the creation of any new X-Men characters whatsoever in the comics for probably 15, 20 years. Because Ike Perlmutter, the head of Marvel at the time, was like, we're not giving money to 20th Century Fox. And so Fantastic Four was canceled for a few years.
I remember that.
He was like, I don't want to. And like, if you go back during that time period and you like look at Marvel merchandise, you can see that they have like omitted like X-Men characters from like their, you'll see people walking around with like Marvel shirts that have all the characters, but there's not a single X-Men character on it. Because there was basically this unwritten rule of like,
We want to
it was a dark time for X-Men comic book fans.
I think I remember talking to you during that time frame.
It was rough.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of rough,
How your mother likes it?
we have to leave
Rough.
you. We have to leave you, and I know it's going to make you all sad. And that's not true.
That's true.
Maybe.
Oh, we forgot about Star Trek. We weren't going to do it
We
anyway.
weren't going to do any Star Trek today, folks, because this is our Labor Day or whatever holiday
What
it is
episodes
special.
would you guys have been on?
Vengeance Factor
And The Defector.
And The Defector.
Okay.
So 2 really solid
I
episodes.
remember the Defector, which is because
Vengeance
I'm
Factor,
a little bit ahead.
Riker meets a girl, knocks that
the
boots.
clans are at war.
The clans are at war. She is like a 300-year-old assassin, or old
She's like 100
assassin.
years old, yeah.
I gotta look
She's
this up.
beautiful, and he's in love with her, and then he has to kill her at the end of the episode because she...
Oh,
The
actually,
Vengeance Factor?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, while they do that, call us 734-494-0980.
No.
Be prepared,
All right.
because next week, Joey's back.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Unless you call in and say you don't want to bet.
Yeah. But this was Nick.
This is Rob.
All right, I remember that one.
And Sean.
Yeah, okay. If you had mentioned the dude in there.
Well, sure. The open.
Yeah.
The messed up
And
dude.
then I really like the Defector. 10.5s all around.
All right, everyone. Take care.